I am Great Mother, Holy Spirit, Yin, Divine Mother, Cosmic Womb, Deep Space, the Moon, Dark Matter, the Void, the Black Hole, Hathor, Isis, Diana, Mami, Ishtar, Kali, Nami, and Mother.
Welcome to your Leo New Moon reading. If you're listening to this only, you are getting less than half of Great Mother's message to you for this Leo New Moon. All signs have their gifts that they give to us, and gifts that we give to each other through our emotional orientation each month. It waxes and wanes, but Leo is ruled by the sun, and if nothing else, everyone knows their sun sign. There's a reason for that. So you want to go ahead, if you don't have time now, copy the link below or click into the link below. It goes to the Mama Drama Trauma channel. Want to subscribe to that for these types of longer videos that get into the meat of Mama Drama Trauma. This is a very important introduction to the Leo Virgo new moon. If you are in your current Sati, that means if you are Scorpio, Sagittarius, or Capricorn moon sign people in the Vedic astrology, this is a particularly important message for you because we're talking about the buildup from now until January of the Saturn-Pluto conjunction. Again, that video is at the Mama Drama Trauma channel. It's the introduction to the Leo new moon, what to do for the Saturn-Pluto conjunction. Now, between now and then is a season of planting and reaping. So you want to know what that's about, and you also want to pay attention to if your moon sign is coming up in a new moon. In particular, we're going to have Virgo up next, Libra, Scorpio, Sagittarius, Capricorn. In the meantime and in between time, you want to also look at full moon signs coming up in Pisces, Aries, Taurus, Gemini, and Cancer. In terms of full illumination and release, very powerful time. This period is a seeding of the rest of your life, what the rest of your life is going to look like. And Great Mother's giving you a message about how to work with the supportive energy. Speaking of support, my gift via Great Mother to you is a free Great Mother Speaks Oracle deck. That's right, the newly revised Great Mother Speaks Oracle deck is now available. They're going to be shipped out as a Northern Hemisphere harvest. Happens for us September 14th. It's going to be sent out to you as a free gift. Now, there's a tutorial that is also a part of this gift between November 3rd and December 22nd. You choose Sunday or Monday nights which tutorial group you want to be a part of. And 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time every Sunday and Monday between November 3rd and December 22nd, you're going to learn the 8 suits of the Great Mother Speaks Oracle deck that aspire. We're always talking about those 6 lower or pip cards, as we say in traditional tarot, and the major arcana, ASPIRE, acknowledge, self-inquiry, processing, integrity, rebirth, and emancipation, in addition to the law cards. Of course, we have an angel card there, and the angels are working with all of us right now. So let's go ahead and get started with your reading. Here we go, Aquarius. In your center position is the Isis card, self-mothering, the soul work that the soul of this group, this Aquarian soul group, wants to do. This lunar cycle is around self-care, self-consideration, self-forgiveness. Self-soothing is what I'm feeling more than anything with this full moon root chakra card. The full moon is illumination, light being shed. And so the realization has come to you, or is in the process of coming to you, that now is the time to focus on self mothering. This is not a second-rate to birth mother care, as it is often felt to be or considered to be by those of us who are compelled to mother ourselves in order to experience mothering, nurturing, for example, compassion, in order to experience understanding. And so walking around life feeling like you're being misunderstood, feeling like you are being rejected, dejected, there's a full light that is being shown on the reality that you are a divine child of the great Mother, Father, God, who is dearly loved, never judged, condemned, or left alone. And that in order to experience that, if you're not already, then it is time to treat yourself as such. What's bringing that up is the law of mystery and divine order, which is third quarter moon energy. All the third quarter moon cards are law cards. The lawsuit are Great Father cards. Great Father is the law, the logos, the word, what we consider in the world to be our religion and how we relate to God, specifically the definition of religion from the Greek. And so the law of mystery and divine order is the law that governs the acknowledged suit, the A in aspire. And what do we aspire to? We aspire to live in loving detachment. Loving detachment is accepting what is. And what is that we have the mother that we have. In order to heal MDT, we let go of the mother we want, that fantasy mother that does all the things that we would rather her do than have to do ourselves and loving us. We let her go. That is not the mother we have. We let go of the mother we want in order to accept the one we have. That is when we know we have healed MDT. We've arrived at that point where we accept she is who she is, why she is who she is. MDT is a cycle. She was rejected, abandoned, abused, etc. That's what she knows. And so the law of mystery is about not knowing that for so long. And this is a law because mystery always invites us into the realm of Great Mother. It always invites us into self-discovery, which is what self-mothering does as well. So the law of mystery and divine order, there is a divine order to mama trauma. It is not a victim sentence. Nothing is. Great Mother, Father, God don't see us as victims. They only see us as dearly loved. They're dearly loved, in fact, divine children who they never judge, condemn, or leave alone. So even though there's karma, consequences for our actions, and we experience those with regard to mama drama trauma, the guilt, the blame, the shame, the back and forth, the bickering, the arguing, the upset, the drama. Okay, drama is conflict, and it's a perpetual, consistent, persistent conflict. There's a divine order to that. That's the law of the cosmos. Everything, there is a divine order to it, including MDT. And what is the soul contract of MDT? To evolve in self-love and spiritual independence. And so the law has been activated in your life and has brought up the need to self-mother at this time. What's in your shadow position, what you may not see or realize, is the energy of Ishel, the Mayan goddess of fertility, of self-healing, in fact. Ishel is the patron goddess of Cozumel, where I've been many times to visit her caves. And being in your shadow position, I'm near a cave in a celot, the deep holes that contain water, where many mythologies reign. And this womb energy, this fertile energy of life, this scene in The Wizard of Oz. In fact, Dorothy is the poster child of Mama Drama Trauma, where she's at Professor Marvel's camp receiving a reading, and he tells her to close her eyes so he can go into her picnic basket and get some information to quote unquote read to her, and gets a picture of her and Aunt Em, whom she's run away from. Not so much Aunt Em than Miss Gulch, who's trying to take Toto, who symbolizes her intuition. But this photo symbolizes that mother-daughter relationship, that ideal relationship. We don't want to throw out the baby with the bathwater. That's in your shadow position. So she's running away from Miss Gulch. She's trying to steal Toto. And our intuition is always challenged, is always confronted. We know it's not right. We have a sense of righteous indignation. In fact, that's what the Aspire suit of Acknowledge is about. That root chakra suit, that red color suit, is about dealing with those emotions of righteous indignation. We know intuitively we're divine children, and so we are being mistreated. We are loved. What is this conflict of experience? So Ishel, in your shadow position, this waxing gibbous moon energy, revising yourself in order to adjust to someone else's perception of you, is not serving you. This is what perpetuates MDT, the shame, the blame, the guilt, always trying to accommodate the mother who herself is suffering from MDT and whose life is conditioned by shame, blame, and guilt. That's all she has to give. So you may not realize that, Aquarius. That's all that she has to give. And so that's what she gives. Mothers give everything they have. And in the case of MDT, that's what she has. There are moments like the photograph that Professor Marvel pulls out of those memories of, okay, I don't want to totally, give my mom the brush stroke of, drama mama. I have great memories with her. It wasn't her fault. It was really just this part of her that comes out. Yes, but that is still another version that is not honoring your divinity. And although we don't want to be judgmental, which is what the S suit, self-inquiry, is all about in Aspire, which is the orange, the second chakra here with Ishel. It's all about the self-inquiry to release judgment and condemnation of oneself, so that we can develop a strong enough practice not to judge and condemn others. So it's not about that. It's about sitting with the authenticity of our emotions, Great Mother energy, sitting with Great Mother and listening to what she has to say as opposed to someone else. You may not realize that it's really important at this time to really sit with the shame, the blame, and guilt and call it out, even if you need to say, when you say this or when you do this, I feel shamed, I feel blamed, and I'm really working with that right now because I'm just coming to the realization that I'm feeling this way, and it really makes me angry. It just really makes me angry. It makes me not want to be around you. It makes me not want to come here to visit you anymore. It makes me not want to live with you. That's how we self-mother. That's how we self-care. Now, everyone's situation is different. Not everyone can talk to their mothers that way. Some of us have to keep it to ourselves. And in that way of dealing with the shadow, we just establish boundaries that will serve our self-mothering needs as well. And so in your desired position is Sphinx, facing the challenge. That's a challenge to maneuver living with a mother, let's say, for example, that you can't talk to that way, but who is always giving you the shame, blame, and guilt business. How do you deal with that? You have to self-mother, is what Great Mother is saying for this season for you with this Leo new moon. From now until January 12th, it's very important that you focus on the realization If it hasn't already come to you, it will be revealed to you in short order how important it is to up your game on self-mothering, if that means saving up for your own space. Okay, and so that's the kind of level of challenge that some of us may be facing. In this desire position, however, it means that you want to, and so you're ready to go. These eclipses have revealed to you it's time to go, in that example. So first quarter moon, fifth chakra energy here with Sphinx. Sphinx is the goddess that shows up when we're ready to learn what she has to teach us. And in first quarter moon energy, it's all about making a conscious decision to face a challenge. And so consciously facing the challenge of self-mothering is about doing those things. This is what this Virgo energy in the Western is about this time of year. This is what the Capricorn energy in January in the Western is all about, the doing, the ego energy. Great Mother energy is about the beingness of oneself in alignment with the soul, the intuitive beingness. And so this shift into looking at action is the reaping and the sowing of our intuitively inspired behavior that Great Mother's zeroing in on. And you are being intuitively inspired to self-mother at this time, Aquarius. What's supporting you is Kuan Yin. Kuan Yin, compassion, heart chakra energy. This is the crossroads of the ego and the soul, right? It's crescent moon energy. It is planting that seed of self-mothering. And so you definitely are being supported with feelings of self-compassion. You do have compassion for yourself with regard to your condition, your situation. In our example, you do realize that it's not your fault. You were in a toxic environment in that example. And you were realizing, hey, in order for me to own my birthright as a divine child, to be happy, healthy, and whole. Of course, we are divine children who are dearly loved, never judged, condemned, or left alone. And because of that, we have a birthright to be happy, healthy, and whole. Those are 6 principles we will definitely be going over with regard to the 6 suits of Aspire in our free Great Mother Speaks deck tutorial, November 3rd through the 22nd. Because you have one heart chakra card here. That's the I suit of integrity. And it's all about you connecting the dots to this Isis in the center, the soul work that is coming through for you to be done at this time. Riding on the emotions of self-compassion, riding on the emotions of knowing that you have a birthright to be happy, healthy, and whole. Voluntarily, intentionally thinking happy thoughts is self-compassion. Just deciding one morning, hey, I'm not gonna do some extreme cleanse, although that could possibly be beneficial at this time, but I am going to make the conscious decision, no more sodas. I'm just not going to do sodas for at least a month. That's consciously deciding to be healthier. And through these small steps along our own yellow brick road, we become more and more and more as the integrity suit that travels the yellow brick road throughout Emerald City to Oz learn. They learn each step of the way, don't they? Through their actions and facing their mental, emotional challenges. Your present state of ego soul alignment is Rhiannon. Rhiannon, the self-doubt card, is second chakra energy. It's first quarter moon energy. And so consciously facing the challenge is first quarter moon energy of self-doubt in this situation has to do with not being diverted from your course, from your path of self-mothering. And so this would indicate that most of you listening have already begun to self-mother, or you have begun to realize that you need more compassion for yourself, and you are beginning to walk that path of self-compassion. And so most of you are already walking that path. And so your present state of ego-soul alignment is all about the ego needing encouragement to stay on the path. And that is what this message from Great Mother is giving you. It is because right now you feel it and you're getting the intuitive downloads, but it may be very challenging. Like in our example, how am I going to save up enough? The rent in this area has shot up, 50%, since I had a place, and, this and whatever. And so Great Mother is encouraging you, because we do live in a different economy when we embrace our divinity identity. And so the more we consciously make humble decisions to live it and walk it out, the more we are humbled by the blessings we receive as a result. Because the more we live it, the more we experience happiness, health, and wholeness. We don't have to dictate how. We just have desires in our heart, like you have a desire in your heart right now to experience more compassion. And it's a 50-50 proposition. Our angels, our guides, and our ancestors are there to assist us and support us. That's why we're never alone. We're never alone. You have ancestors. You have your mother's mothers who are rooting for you. They were not able to heal the family bloodline of this disorder. But by the sheer fact that your spirit has registered on the radar the intention to heal it, they're there. They're there. They're supporting you. But it's a 50-50 proposition. We do our part in the physical realm, walking it out, saying, okay, I'm just going to start looking. I'm just going to just start asking around. I'm just going to start seeing what's out there. And they'll do their part in bringing what you need to be happy, healthy, and whole, cared for, nurtured, understood to you. Because you already are. You're just not living it in this realm. And we have to do our part to live it, don't we? Now, why your soul wants to do this work is, again, it's a root chakra card. And so Isis self-mothering is root chakra. The Newt card is the very first root chakra card. So you have Isis, the full moon root chakra card, the Law of Mystery and Divine Order, which is the root chakra law card, honoring the soul contract of MDT. And now you have right beneath those two, the Newt card, which is the new moon root chakra card. The first scene of the film when Miss Gulch kicks Toto off of her property, and Dorothy says, Toto, are you okay? Are you okay? That intuition, Toto symbolizes intuition. It gets kicked around, doesn't it? When we're children, when we have narcissistic mothers, when we have neurotic mothers, when we have self-consumed mothers, when we have dejected mothers, discouraged mothers, abused mothers, abandoned mothers. Our intuition that something's not right, we speak it as little children. And we say things or we react certain ways because we feel unsafe, we feel insecure. And we're punished for it. We're laughed at for it. We're told that what we see really isn't happening. No, I'm not being abused. No, I'm not upset. You just mind your business. And Toto gets beat up, doesn't he? And we try to make sure Toto's okay as the orphan. That's why your soul wants to do this work. It wants you to affirm your intuition, what you need at this time, which is self-mothering. You're going to be greatly supported in it, just as from the beginning of Dorothy's journey on that dirt road near the farm she grew up, to the yellow brick road and back. You too will be supported. You too will be guided. You too will be in the arms of Great Mother, Father God. Oz symbolizes Great Father. So that's why your soul wants to do the work, and how it wants to do it is by learning to live the law. So learning to live the law is learning to align the ego with the soul. This is gut chakra energy, the Moses card. It's first quarter moon energy. You have 3 first quarter moon cards, which is about making a conscious decision to face a challenge. Whenever you see that moon in the sky, that's what it is time to do. Make a decision to face a challenge. And so this is time for you to make that decision. It's full moon illumination time. And so it looks like most of you have, it feels like most of you have, with this compassion and the support position. And so now with Moses, first quarter moon, facing the challenge of learning to live the law, making the conscious decision, gut chakra energy, to process these emotions, to deal with how you feel about the MDT soul contract, to evolve in self-love and spiritual independence. What's the T on that? Do you feel that, Great Father law, when this particular reading, the law of mystery and divine order is pointing directly to that, this spirituality and self-love that this law engenders. When you acknowledge MDT, in order not to completely fall off the cliff, when we say, I do have a condition in which my mother is abandoning and abusing me, is projecting her own unhealed issues onto me, causing emotional and physical trauma, it induces a sense of self-curated spirituality, which is what we're seeing a lot of these days, because MDT is a planetary disorder. The law of mystery and divine order is yang energy. It's all about that energy that created our physical bodies, that incarnated us. That's what the arrow is all about. The semen, that is actually the life source that our mother incubates until it's time to be born. That's the law. It's aligning that physical body with the soul purpose for incarnation. Excuse me. It's making sure that gut feeling, which people often confuse, our gut, our instinct, which is about physical survival, with intuition, which is about soul evolution. Two different things, but they assist one another greatly when they are in alignment. They facilitate the life of the reciprocal lives and purposes beautifully when they're in alignment. So Moses, the one who was born Hebrew, raised as a Pharaoh's son, took on a divine identity in order to free his people. And he was enabled through his soul contract with his mother to abandon him. She set him in the reeds where Pharaoh's daughter found him. So this is how, the position of how you're doing this work is by learning to live the law. You're learning to accept the MDT contract. You're learning. And what a wonderful energy to absorb, soak in the love of Great Mother through MDT, then self-compassion through self-mothering. Your final outcome as a result of doing this wonderful work is Pachamama. Pachamama is the scene when Dorothy does leave the farm with Toto, realizing that if she doesn't, Mr. Gulch will be back to get him because she did take him and he ran out of her bike basket back home to Dorothy, and they're out of there. That's Pachamama. So you are going to leave that situation, Aquarius. And you are going to commune with the ground, the sea, the trees, the fairies, whether it is through some vacation that you discover a new place to live, whether it is as a result of meditating in nature that it dawns on you that, oh my gosh, I totally forgot about this place I know about and my friends, and I haven't seen them in so long, but the last time I talked to them, they said it was great over here, and you're going to leave a bad situation behind. That's the Pachamama card. The Pachamama card is about that root chakra energy and waning gibbous moon frequency. It's a gratitude for being able to finally live the way you know that you need to live based on what you know you need at the time. And that's enough. Each moment we do that, we are where we know we need to be. So that is your reading. Be sure that you pick up a pencil and paper so that you can jot down some of the suggested new moon wishes. They are based on the Virgo new moon sign in the Western astrology. Speaking of learning to live the law, aligning the ego desires with your soul intention this lunar cycle based on this reading to Self Mother. So here they are. Enjoy. Remember, Great Mother loves you, and I do too. Virgo rules physical health, including diet, exercise, establishing good health habits, weight control, healing, and healers, nurses, doctors, chiropractors, spiritual healers, coaches, readers, etc. These are some sample wishes. Want to go ahead and pause this when something stirs in your spirit so you can get that written down for the new moon. They are, I want to easily find myself attracted to and consuming only those foods that are low fat, low calorie, and healthy for my body. I want to easily find myself doing aerobic exercise, for example, yoga, weightlifting, etc. Exercises for a minimum of blank hours a day, blank days a week. I want the addiction to blank, sugar, cigarettes, maybe alcohol, coffee, etc. totally lifted from me. I want to easily establish my weight at blank pounds in a healthy way that is beautifying for my body. I want to easily find myself establishing routines that lead to vibrant health. I want all feelings of inadequacy relative to health totally lifted from me. I want to easily attract, recognize, and begin working with those healers who can successfully help me restore my body to perfect health. I want to easily attract, recognize, and begin taking those herbs, vitamins, minerals that help me restore my body and mind to perfect health and vitality. Virgo rules excessive perfectionism, including worry, criticism, blame, and judgment, workaholic tendencies. Pencil and paper will aid you in jotting down it as you hear what resonates with you for your Virgo new moon wish. These are sample wishes to curb perfectionism. I want all self-defeating tendencies to perfectionism easily lifted from me. I want the habit of obsessive worrying totally lifted from me. I want to stand free of critical judgment of myself and others. I want the compulsion to fix others totally lifted from me. I want my mind's habit of using negative, critical language easily lifted from me. I want the habit of compulsively blaming others totally lifted from me. I want the compulsion to be right easily lifted from me. I want the habit of working at the expense of living a balanced, happy life easily lifted from me.
I am Great Mother, Holy Spirit, Yin, Divine Mother, Cosmic Womb, Deep Space, the Moon, Dark Matter, the Void, the Black Hole, Hathor, Isis, Diana, Mami Ishtar, Kali, Mammy, and Mother Mary.
Great Mother speaks to us in raw, realistic, and righteousness. Great Mother speaks to those of us who are most alienated from her unconditional love due to our birth mother experience. Here, welcome to Great Mother speaks to us in raw, realistic, and righteousness. Great Mother speaks to those of us who are most alienated from her unconditional